Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So it's Matchday 6 team selection video. I'm pretty set on the transfers that I'm going to do. I've got two options, but I think I'm going to go for option number 2. Quickly before I continue in the video, I just want to thank everybody who subscribed. I got to 150 milestone of subscribers and I really appreciate it. My aim is to get to 200 before the end of the competition. So if you are new around here, hit subscribe and help me get to that milestone. I'm going to do plenty of Club World Cup content over the next week and I'm going to try and get into the top 100. So you maybe want to watch the journey and see if I can do it. Anyway, intro out the way, I'm waffling on. Let's just jump into it. Alright, so for one last time, I'm going to show you my chip strategy page because I've only got one chip left and I'm going to use it this round, and it's the 12th man that I'm going to activate in Matchday 6. And here are the semi-final fixtures: Fluminense vs Chelsea and PSG vs Real Madrid. And here are the clean sheet odds via 11FI. We've got Chelsea at the top with a 38% chance of keeping a clean sheet. Then we've got PSG and Real Madrid on 21% and 19%. So yeah, as you can see, it's very close between them two sides on who will keep a clean sheet. And then we've got the win percentages and Chelsea at the top again with 59% of chance of winning. Then again, it's very close between PSG and Real Madrid, but PSG edges it a little bit with 41% to 36%. And then we've got the projected goals where Chelsea are close to 2. And then again, we've got PSG just edging it over Real Madrid. So here are the best worst fixtures in this round, and I think Chelsea are the top against Fluminense, so I get 6 play from them. And then I use my remaining transfers on PSG or Real Madrid assets. I don't think I'd touch Fluminense, but you can if you want. So in this round, we're allowed 5 transfers and then 6 in the final. And then the max players we can get from each club is now gone up to 6, and it will go up to 8 in the final. So here's how my Matchday 6 sides currently looking. I've got Pacho suspended, and then I've got 5 players eliminated: Anton, Elise, Milinkovic, Savic, Gracia and Estavo. So the plan is to just use 5 transfers instead of 6 and minusing 3. I don't think it's worth it, especially this close to the final. As a Chelsea fan, I think we'll go through, so I don't think I'll be subbing some of them players out, so I don't think I'll be using my bench as much, so it'll be worthless. I'll be minusing 3 to probably buy someone like Thiago Silva and then dropping him anyway, so I would just be losing 3 points, so I don't think it's worth it because in the final we can only pick 11 players and our bench is pretty useless in the final because we can't use them. So here's what I'm thinking of doing, and the first transfer is Pacho or Anton for Garcia. Ideally I want to sell Anton for Garcia and keep Pacho potentially for the final. Then I'm not making a transfer to make another transfer, but if I need to, I'll sell Pacho for Garcia. In my video previously I did want Trent Alexander-Arnold, but for 1.5 million I don't think it's worth the money when I'm going to spend it elsewhere, so I'm going to save money on that and get Garcia. And then transfer 2 is locked in, Milinkovic Savic for Due. I think it's a really good transfer to have. Due's done really well this competition. And then transfer 3 is Elise to Bellingham or Dembele. Ideally I want Dembele, but if things happen I might switch my plans and get Bellingham. And then we've got transfer 4 and it's Estavo for Garcia, and it's a locked in transfer. For the price he is and how well he's doing under Xavi Alonso, I think it's a steal for the price. And I'm also thinking if Chelsea do really well in the first day, I won't bring him into my side, and I'd rather have somebody for 5.1 on my bench that I don't use than somebody for 7-8 million. So I'm going to go for Garcia. And if the Chelsea players don't do well on day 1, I can bring him in for day 2. And then my last transfer with Gracia out for Jackson or Pedro. Liam Delap is suspended, so it'll be one of them two that leaves the line. I will wait until deadline and see which one of them starting. If both of them start, I'll probably go for João Pedro because it makes my side a lot better. But if Jackson starts, it could switch my plans. So here's how my side would look if Jackson starts. He'll be in, Bellingham will be in, and Garcia will be coming in for Pacho. And I'd have 0.4 million in the bank, and I'd use my 12th man, and I'd get Dembele or Vinicius Jr. as my 12th man. It's probably Dembele that I buy, but I just wanted to give you the other option that I was thinking. So this is how my side would look if I did them transfers. Sanchez, James, Cucurella, Fernandes, Palmer and Jackson for Chelsea, 6 players. And then in the next fixture I've got 9 players: Donnarumma, Hakimi, Kvaratskhelia and Due. And then for Real Madrid I'd have Garcia, Bellingham, Garcia and Mbappe. And then I'd have 1 player on the bench that I won't be using in Anton, but I won't be using my bench as much anyway because I think Chelsea will go through and I will be using them players. And then my 12th man will be Dembele or Vinicius Jr. to get me to 9 players from that side. So here's option 2, what I really want to go with, and it'll be Pacho on the bench who's suspended. He'll be the 3rd choice on my bench. Then I'll be bringing in Garcia instead of Anton instead. And instead of having Bellingham in my 11, it'll be Dembele. And then instead of Jackson, I'll get Pedro. I do really like this one, and I think I might go with it even if Pedro doesn't start. Because if Pedro doesn't do that well, I can bench him anyway. And I think he'll come on for some minutes. And if they're tired, he might get a goal on the break. So he might be a really good player anyway off the bench, where people won't buy him because they'll think he's not starting, so they might not buy him. So I might just go with it anyway because I think it'll be a better side. And then when I activate my 12th man, it could be on Vinicius Jr. or Bellingham. It'll probably be Vinicius Jr. this time. I do really like this side, and I feel like I've covered all the main hitters. So I've got Due, Dembele and Kvaratskhelia for PSG, who I think are the best players for PSG attacking wise. Now I've got Palmer, Fernandes and Pedro. I think they're the best players for Chelsea attacking wise. There is Neto and Jackson that are really good players, but I can only get 6 players, and I think the PSG players are better for attacking returns in midfield. And then for Real Madrid I'll have Garcia, Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. or Bellingham. So I think I've got all the best players, so if there's loads of goals in that second game, I'll have pretty much all the best players for it. So this is how my 50-50 would look. I'd have 6 players from Chelsea in Sanchez, James, Cucurella, Fernandes, Palmer and then Pedro. And then for the second fixture I'll have 5 players, but one of them suspended. So for PSG I'd have Donnarumma, Hakimi, Kvaratskhelia, Doué and then Dembele. And then for Real Madrid I'd have 4 players, the 2 Garcias, Mbappe and then Vinicius Junior or Bellingham in my side. I do really favour this side. So there we have it for my Matchday 6 team selection video. I hope you liked it. If you did, hit the like button. My aim is to get 20 likes on this video. I'm currently sitting in the top 400 in the world, and with me activating the 12-man chip, I'm hoping to get into the top 100 before the competition ends. So if you want to see how I get on, hit the subscribe button. My aim is to get 200 subscribers before the end of the competition, so help me out. Anyway, I'm signing off and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.